Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Chris, aka the Beard of Blofeld, here in a different location yet again. But this is kind of special because not only are we here to talk about Rita Coolidge and All Time High, I want to show you something real quick before we get started. Chris, go ahead and take it away. So here we are inside my local record store. And that's what I wanted to kind of lead into with you. I wanted to do this a little bit earlier in the year, but my schedule just wouldn't allow. However, I want to give a big shout out to Morrow Records and Morrow Audio. They're letting me kind of play around today in their store after hours. And I'm going to show you a couple things special about this place. But more importantly, it's not just about my hometown record store. And while I do love this place and I patronage it often, if I could talk. Now, you guys know, if you know me, I love vinyl. And there is no shortage here, clearly. But I don't care how you consume your music. If it's cassette, if it's CD, if it's vinyl, whatever it is. What are the streaming services? We're all still connected through music, and you're going to find through life that you're going to meet people and have experiences, and music is going to be such a key part of all of that. So while I'm here, I wanted to again say thank you to Morrow Audio, but I'm also imploring you guys at home, seek out your record store. Go find that vintage music shop. Buy a t-shirt, buy a record, pick up a CD. There's a lot of things that you can do to kind of give back to your community while also connecting with the music that you love. And the fun thing about this place that I really love is that it's not even just about finding that vintage album. You know, I find pins, I find accessories. There's all the stuff I use to clean my records and maintain my player is here. And I mean, it doesn't hurt that sometimes when I pop in and I'm looking at certain things, I do find a Bond album that I've been missing. It's about the hunt. And for any collector out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's about finding it in the wild for yourself. There's a lot of things we can buy on Amazon. There's a lot of things we can look around at and just have that instant gratification to just pull the trigger, add to cart, buy it now. We all know the terms. But when you find something used in the wild, when you find something, a second hand-me-down, a vintage piece, maybe like Octopussy, it becomes a little bit more special. And one of the special things about Morrow Audio here is they have this room. And we're going to sit in here and we're going to listen to this album today. We're going to go through Octopussy and Rita Coolidge, and they have a listening room where you can come in and listen to the album that maybe you're going to buy. Anything used is up for grabs in a listening room like this. They've got great headphones. They've got easy to use players. So if you're in your hometown, be sure to check it out. Okay, well, just like that, we're right back in it. Octopussy, All Time High. We're going to check it out here in just a second. But before we do, I want to let you know we're going to talk about a few special things in regards to this track. One, who actually wrote this song? Two, there's actually an exclusive tie-in with the music video specifically for this song and the franchise. Three, we're going to listen to the song. You're going to hear my reaction on the production and the lyrics. Four, we're actually going to find out why Rita Coolidge sang the song, who almost sang the song, and who made the call for Rita Coolidge to actually give us this performance. Five, which might shock you, why does she not sing this song live anymore? So stick around to the end for all the juicy details because we're going to break it all down. Let's get into this song. Rita Coolidge was born in Lafayette, Tennessee. She is a two-time Grammy winner with then-husband Kris Kristofferson. She did backing vocals for Clapton, Joe Cocker, Bob Dylan, Russell Simmons, Stephen Stills, and even Jimi Hendrix. So she was all over the music scene back in the 60s and 70s. Her nickname, the Delta Lady, given to her by Joe Cocker after Leon Russell wrote the song Delta Lady about her. The moniker reflects her Tennessee roots and musical journey, coming from the Mississippi Delta region where she started her singing and music career. 1983 all-time high is the 13th James Bond film, written by John Barry and the lyrics by Tim Rice. The music video is actually filmed in the Royal Pavilion in Brighton, England, making it the first Bond theme with a music video tie-in. And one of the things that I love about this track is that the song is written from the perspective of the Bond girl falling in love with James Bond. Now, if you follow my music breakdowns, you know that I typically will try to dissect the lyrics and get a clear understanding of what they were writing about. I did jump ahead on this one, and I wanted to confirm, and yes, that is indeed the perspective that the song was written from. The song actually reached a hit #1 on Billboard's Adult Contemporary chart and number 36 on the Hot 100, but was the lowest charting Bond theme in the UK, peaking only at number 75. Let's go ahead and listen to the track, and I want you to comment below, because now that you know what the song is about, tell me what the song means for you. Was it something that you had a completely different perspective on? That's what I want to hear down in the comments. Here we go.
All I wanted was a sweet distraction for an hour or two. Had no intention to do the things we've done. Funny how it always goes with love. When you don't look, you find. But then we're two of a kind. We move as one. We're an all-time high. We'll change all that's gone before, doing so much more than falling in love. On an all-time high, we'll take on the world and win. So hold on tight, let the flight begin.
Okay, we're going to pause there. There's our first verse and chorus. Now, one of the things I notice immediately is that we've got a lot of sound of the era, which doesn't surprise me. That happens in a lot of the Bond songs. This is no different. Rita Coolidge, a little bit past her peak, some might argue, but still very much of the 70s. And that's what I'm hearing here. A lot of guitar, kind of big thundering drums. This is a very romantic song. It's a very almost ballad type song. But let's go ahead and get back into this, and we'll see where we end up on it.
I don't want to waste a waking moment. I don't want to sleep. I'm in so strong and so deep, and so are you. In my time I've said these words before, but now I realize my heart was telling me lies. For you they're true. We're an all-time high. We'll change all that's gone before, doing so much more than falling in love.
What to think here? To me personally, the song feels very short. As you know, I always look for something that jumps out at me. The biggest thing that I've noticed is the dueling guitar solos. I'm hearing in one ear, and they've balanced it left to right track, which is great when you have the stereo version of any song. Things pan left and right. So I'm hearing almost like a dueling guitar solo happen for this, and it really blends in pretty seamless with the orchestra that they put in, which helps give it that bigger, brassier sound. It's not brassy in the same way that Tomorrow Never Dies was, and I gotta tell you, this song sits pretty low in my listening. I don't come to this very often because it is kind of somber, and that's okay. We need the lows and the highs. I also don't listen to Jack White's song very often either, but that's a whole nother topic. I've already covered that song. Don't make me do it again, okay? As promised, I was talking about earlier, who else was going to come in and perform this song? Well, if Cubby Broccoli had it his way, we would have had Laura Branigan, and she was quite popular at the time. I'm actually really surprised that she didn't lock this down. However, I told you there was someone who made a phone call, and that is why Rita Coolidge stepped in and got the song. And that person is none other. Yeah, say it with me. Oh, Cubby's daughter, who? What's her name? Yeah, Barbara Broccoli. She is the one who made the choice to bring Rita Coolidge in and sing All Time High. And while Rita Coolidge has gone on record to say that she has a fondness for the song now, when she was recording this song, John Barry and Tim Rice were still flushing out the lyrics. They were still writing the song. So she came into the studio, would go in and record a few bars, sing a hook, then come back out and have to kind of wait around for them to finish the lyrics. From what I gathered, there was even a few rewrites, so she recorded other lyrics that never made it into the final cut of the song. I'm sure that was extremely frustrating for her and probably left a bad taste in her mouth while she was doing this. But just like any Bond song, they were burning the midnight oil when recording this. And that's not uncommon. I mean, we're on deadlines. These are movies, and things have to get done in a certain amount of time. Unfortunately, with Rita coming in as late in the game as she did, because, as I said earlier, Laura Branigan was going to be singing it originally. Actually, for many years, Coolidge would go on to... She had a feeling that the song was unfinished. She felt like it really wasn't complete, and maybe that's why today I'm feeling like it feels short. Like it ran much shorter than most Bond songs do. And during her live performances, she would strictly have her band play it as like an interlude or as a break piece for her to have a vocal break. But she has gone on to say that she is fond of the track and even went on to release it on several different compilation albums that she's released over the years. And Octopussy is a tricky movie. It's really difficult to rhyme that word with a lot of things and not be vulgar. Let's just be honest. So having that balance was definitely tricky for John Barry and Tim Rice. Octopussy itself was full of highs and lows, but for me, it's always going to be one of Roger's all-time highs. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did that. You're right. I know. I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I had to. I love Octopussy, the movie. I really do. I think it's one of Roger's most fun films, and it's a spy film where he really gets to dive in and become a spy. So, long story short, I want to hear what you think about Octopussy, and more specifically, of course, All Time High and Rita Coolidge. Where does this song rank for you? Let me know down in the comments. I can't wait to read them. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas, 007.
With you.